And I'm just going to go in and gently rake through him and get rid of any dead undercoat that's ready to come out. I've got him by the scruff, which is the way you need to handle your kitties to make sure that they don't take your face off. Even though he's a really good cat, I keep a pretty good hold on him. And all you do is you just rake through that, and you can just see it just rakes it right up into the raking back. Now, you do need to be careful. Don't get carried away in any one spot, or you can bald him. So, we don't want to do that. So, just like if I was brushing him, or working around him any other, with any other tool, I'm holding his skin tight, just pulling back through this. The first time I used it, I did get a little carried away, and he was a little thin in spots. Thank goodness his mom was very understanding. Of course, she did like the fact that she didn't have any loose hairs growing for a while, that she had to vacuum up. But these guys really reproduce coat, so the next time I went, you couldn't hardly tell it. I mean, I could tell it because I was looking for it, but didn't leave a whole lot of hole. So just go through him. Don't stay any length of time in any one spot. A couple of strokes and then move on. Just working my way around him. Be careful when you get into areas that could be have the flaps of skin, like his flank area, down the backs of his legs. I'm going to try to pull his tail out here since he's laying here really good and get that. Percy's a really good cat. He's not crazy about getting groomed, but he tolerates it pretty good. Hey there, buddy. But he's really good about getting all this dead coat out of him. Usually when I work, I have my assistant help me hold him because it's just easier. But see all that dead coat on his legs even? He just could use a lot of coat to get rid of that. A lot of help getting that out. And this is I get it out before I put him in the, before I dry him, so I'm not going to be breathing all that dead hair flying around my truck. Just working my way around to his chest now, pulling through, really gentle. It's funny to me how a lot of the cats, I think sometimes we over-restrain them. And, you know, the least amount of restraint is the best restraint, but always keep in mind that cats can be, you know, sometimes they seem like they're going to be alright, and the next thing you know, you're peeling them off the ceiling. So, just always keep that in mind and be very, very careful. He does have soft claws on his front feet. So, I know that I'm not going to be scratched too bad by those. But, just kind of turn him around here to get a little more, get this other side. But, I mean, look at all that coat coming out of there. It's amazing. The raking back is available through Marlene Romani at the Clipperback. It's about, I want to say I paid $85 for it. But I got to tell you, and I was not thinking that it was going to be that expensive, but I'm thinking that it's going to be well worth its money. You can charge extra for the dogs that and the cats that you shed out like this. You can, Mrs. Romani said that she will actually save the hair, gather it up out of the clipper back, and show it to the customer. And they're pretty impressed with it. So I always want to make sure I get right in behind those ears, because a lot of times the cats get those snowballs going on in there. But like I said, you can ball them, so you need to just be careful. I'm looking around to see if I have any thick clumps anywhere that I want to get to a little more. I'm going to lay down on the side over here if you would. There we go. Lay person. Stay. Like I said, I didn't groom cats, and I had some customers that had 2 or 3 dogs, and they were taking their cats to some other places to get them groomed, and I said, you know, I can groom them, and so I started grooming cats, because I can make more money grooming a cat when I'm already at some place than I can taking on a new customer. And training new customers is not fun. I like keeping the old ones and keeping them happy. So, I want to check his britches back here. And you don't even have to go all the way to the skin. You just kind of go close to it, and it sucks the hair up in there and lets you rake it out. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm ready to put Percy in the tub and give him a bath. So that's it with the raking back. You can see we got a lot of coat out of him. He looks very pretty. And I don't want to take too much out, so I'm going to stop at this point and then give him his bath for the week. So now we're ready to give Percy a bath, and the first thing I'm going to do is take my ear cleaner, just like if I was going to bathe a dog, and I'm going to put it in his ears. I like to put my ear cleaner in before I get my animal wet, whether it's a cat or whether it's a dog, okay? And then I'm just going to put a little in this ear and give it a little squish around, and then I'm going to, I'll use a noose or a safety loop on my cats. I'm not crazy about having to use it because it gets a little snugger than what I would like, but I figure it's better than having a loose cat. So I put it on, and then I bring the loop, the little silver loop underneath. Then I come around behind this leg, and then I go around the other side. What are you doing, Percy? Behind the opposite leg and back through the front. So you can see here, and this is going to come up, and I'm going to bring this loop. Hang on, Percy. I know we don't usually do it this way, do we? Back through that little loop. Okay? And this keeps my slick cat from leaving town. So, like I said, it's not, I don't like it so much that it gets a little snug on them, but it's better than having a loose, slippery cat around. I love my Wagon Tails truck that I have the loops, the screw eyes in the back, so I can go through there, and then I go through here, and I can either attach it there or I can attach it to the top. And if I put him over here nice and close, I can usually get it up to this second one. And I don't want him to have any extra wiggle room that he doesn't need. Sometimes if you hook that in first and then hook it in there. And in that way, he's secure. He's not going anywhere. So then I'm going to put my water on the shower mode. Then I'm going to put it on, I'm going to turn it on away from the cat and start it. Let it get warm. Not overly warm, but just I want to feel it on my hand. I just want to take the cool off of it. There we go. Feel it on my wrist just like I would if I was getting a baby bottle ready. So I like to move slow and methodical around my kitty. And he's there, he can't go anywhere, so I don't have to worry about keeping a scruff on him so much, or at least not on this kitty. Some kitties you probably would. And I have to tell you, I was not, when I first saw this bar, I'm thinking, how in the world am I going to hang on to a slippery bar of soap and a slippery cat? And this is the Chub bar. Just comes like a bar of soap, and then you just start rubbing him with it. And the only thing you need to make sure when you use this loop like this is that you get it rinsed underneath of it real good, and then you have to move it to dry really good. So just use it. It's amazing that it's not any more slippery than it is. It stays in your hand pretty good, so that you can rub the dogs or the cats and get the soap wherever you want it. He's a pretty good kitty. Just work my way. I still want to check if his ears are dirty. I want to make sure I get them good and clean. Cats have anal glands, so I like to express their anal glands. If they need it, at least check them. Turn around this way, buddy. I know. Just come down that leg. Even though it's not good and wet yet, I'm going to come back and sprinkle everything and get it wet. Just working my way around. And it's funny because, I mean, you would think if you had a regular bar of soap, it'd be spitting out of your hand and be across the room somewhere. But it works pretty good. I know. So, and I'm just going to sprinkle him with a little more water and then go back over him. So, now granted, Percy's a pretty good cat, and I think he was bathed at his breeder's before he came to his owner, that is my customer. She has 3 other dogs, and so, and they're done every 2 weeks, I think. So, I just thought, why not? And I'm glad I did, because, you know, I'm not a professed cat groomer, but this cat has made it really easy for me.